On today's show, we're talking robots. Stick around. Hey, welcome to the show. My name's Richard Cleveland. This is The First Layer. I'm here with you 3 times a week to talk about the world of 3D printing. And on today's show, we are spotlighting one of our community members who makes wonderful foldable robots. And I'm just going to switch cameras here real quick so you guys can see. This is one of his robots, and this is a robot from Fantastic Planet? Something like that. Yeah. But this robot's name is Robbie, and it is a foldable robot, which means this is all printed as one piece and then folded up. Now, and I like to make things big. They're not supposed to be this big when you print them. This, I think, is printed at like 200% scale. That's pretty big. Printed this one on the CR10. So, and then the other one, this one's kind of drunk, so I have to lean him back. The other one we have is K9, which is one of his latest models. And you can see that the head moves. It's got a little tail. It's got a little doorway on the side so you can get into all of the electronics, which doesn't really have electronics. But the detail on these things is amazing. He's got all the buttons up here that the actual K9 from Doctor Who had, and underneath it actually has wheels. And I haven't broken the wheels yet to see if they actually turn. But again, I did this one at about 200% scale. I like to scale things up. And the artist's name who does these, his name is Gu Sang Kwan, and he's a member of our Facebook group and also over on YouTube. And Gu Sangwan has a website called FAB365. I'm going to go to that right now so you guys can have a look at that. So over on Gu Sangwan's website, FAB365.net, you're going to find a whole bunch of unique sort of 3D prints. I would go over and check out his stuff, because he's got some great models, like the robot from Lost in Space, Bender. We're going to come back to Bender in just a bit. He's got K9, one of his first foldable robots, the Mini D. And then he's got card holders. He's got all kinds of great stuff over there on his website, and I would go and check them out. Here's what really gets me is the price. Like, this robot is only $2.49. Well worth every penny. I've printed this robot, as you saw. Mine has a lot of stringing on it. I got to clean it up. But I'm going to tell you that this robot, by far, was so easy to put together. And so was the other ones that I've done. So go check out his website at fab365.net. And there they are again, our wonderful little robots. And of course, now I have to change back to me. Me, that's me. That's me, right here. Yep, me, right here. All right, so I said I was going to come back to Bender, and I am. I've got Bender over here on the Wanhao Duplicator i3, and this is what it looks like. It prints flat. Now, I print mine with a raft all the time, just because it makes it stick better in my cases. You might find it different for you, but for me, it just prints better. And he's kind of bright white, so I'm going to switch over to this camera again. It's kind of hard to see. He's kind of washed out there, but it is really easy to put him together. So we're going to get rid of the raft first and foremost, and do our best to take it off without ruining my nails. Now, this is not a full accurate representation of Bender, but because he's made it so that you can add things to Bender, like the jetpack. Now this particular model also comes with a cigar and a bottle of beer. So you can print those out as well. No supports on this model whatsoever. You see the head already turns, the arms already move, and so do those legs. So that's kind of neat. And the door closes on the body. That is cool. No supports needed on this. Great amount of detail. What you want to do is you want to take the model and start to fold it up. And don't go too fast because PLA can be brittle when you bend it. So we're just going to slowly bring that together. Bring it around. Bring the front around. And we're going to lock those into place. Now, how you lock all this, you don't need any glue to put these together. How you lock it into place is you bring down the top, and the top locks everything into place. You see? Now you don't have to hold that anymore. You just close Bender's door here. You can close Bender's door. I know you can because I've done it. There we go. Well, it's going to stay open. Doesn't want to close today. Then we'll just bring the bottom up and we'll snap the bottom into place. There we go. And Bender now is a fully articulated bite my shiny metal butt. He's kind of white. He's fully articulated now, and he'll go right nice with the rest of my collection. So if you're interested in going to get yourself some of these robots, again, go to FAB365.net. Check out Goose and Kwan's Facebook page as well. I believe it's FAB365. He's a member of our community over on Facebook. You can message him over there too if you're interested in finding any one of his models. He also does design logs, and he's been posting a lot of those design logs on our Facebook page. So I would go and check those out so you can see exactly how things are done. I really like Bender because now, and John DiMaggio, who voices Bender, I've got an interview with John that I did a few years ago. There we go, his door's closed now. I got an interview I did with John a few years ago, and maybe we'll add that to the end of this video so you guys can have a look at that older interview that I did. And go to FAB365, get yourself some robots. They're really, really inexpensive. Just to give you an idea, Bender is only like $3.99. The foldable robot from Lost in Space is $4.79. So really, really inexpensive stuff, and it's definitely worth a look and worth the every penny that this guy puts into these robots. And it's unique and it's different. Of course, you've seen all the other kind of models that we have, like this one here. I love this model. This is going to eventually sit back there on a shelf. But yeah, we've got all kinds of models here, and it's really kind of cool when somebody does something completely different and out of the box and makes toys that you can play with. Now, if you wanted to, you certainly could glue all the pieces together so he doesn't open up on you, but it's not really that necessary. I probably should have printed him in a different color because he's a little washed out, but it is a cool model nonetheless. Go and check them out, FAB365 today. I want to thank a bunch of people. Before we get into the John DiMaggio interview, I'm going to have to find that. I've got it somewhere. You guys, by all means, go and check out spool3d.ca, where we get all of our filaments and our parts from that we need for the show. Spool3d.com, or .ca, pardon me. Print it right, print it with spool3d.ca. They've got everything you need, from printers to, you know, filaments and all kinds of parts. So you can make yourself some pretty cool stuff. I want to thank all of my Patreons, because without you guys, we wouldn't have a show. So thank you very much, Patreons. If you want to be a part of the show and or have some other input into the show or just help to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/thefirstlayer and sign up over there. We're doing some great stuff. I admittedly have been a little bit behind, and I am trying desperately to catch up. So there will be brand new videos coming very, very soon over on Patreon. Now, I also want to let you know, if you're interested, you can also just go ahead and buy me a coffee if you like, because I love coffee. And speaking of which, I'm going to have some right now. Or you can go and put some money into buymeacoffee.com/thefirstlayer, and we'll buy Jess or Frank a coffee. There's Jess. Jess is behind the controls today. And with that said, my friends, thank you very much for watching the show, and thank you again for being a part of everything that we do here on The First Layer. So until next time, remember, The First Layer is always your foundation to a great print. Let's go and see if we can cut into that video. So I'm here with John DiMaggio, the man behind the voice of Bender, as well as Marcus Phoenix from the franchise trilogy.
The trilogy of Gears of War.
Gears of War.
Yes, the video game. How's it going?
And not too bad. How are you doing here in Calgary?
I'm just staring. I'm just having microphone block envy. My goodness, man, this thing is huge.
Well, you know what they say.
Somebody with that.
If you're going to go big,
you got to go big. You got to go big.
You got to go big.
I thought you were going to say something else. He's a naughty man. Anyway.
Now, what people may not know is some of the voices that you do regularly. And what are some of those voices?
Well, I do Bender from Futurama. I do Jake the dog from Adventure Time. Wow, who else? I was Dr. Draken on Kim Possible. I'm Rico the Penguin on Penguins of Madagascar. Gosh, what else? Oh, just a bunch of other. Niblet on Pound Puppies. You guys get Pound Puppies up here?
Oh yeah, we get Pound Puppies.
Pound Puppies. I'm Niblet on Pound Puppies. Many other things and many other things. I can't keep the list together because the schizophrenia medicine doesn't work that well.
So now, going from acting live to acting in a studio, how different is that?
Well, it's completely different. It's a totally different challenge. Anybody that says, "Oh, you know, I can do a voice, I can do a voice on a show or whatever," I guarantee you they are barking up the wrong tree. It's a very difficult thing. You have to have your act together. You have to be consistent. You have to be able to do the same thing over and over and over in order to get it right. You have to. It takes a lot of stamina, and it takes a lot more more of a different approach as far as your focus is concerned, and what you need to do to create the girth of a character, or the size of a character, or just that character's aura with just your voice. And you have to trust that your voice will inspire the artists that are going to draw you, that are going to do your character layout, that are going to make your character act. You know, you have to be a team player. You know, it's one thing when you're doing it yourself, and when you're performing as in your own body, if you will. You don't have to rely on someone else to help bring that to life. So it's a much more concerted effort with a bunch of other people than it is to do it by yourself. You know, as far as on camera acting as opposed to voiceover acting.
Now, what people may not know is that voiceover is done first before the animation even takes place.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, they animate to our voices, and that's the best way to do it. You find sometimes that I mean, if you watch anime and you watch the dub, right, you can tell that they did that. They had to match the voice flap. Right. You know, which is very difficult, and that sometimes makes for ridiculous dialogue choices, and you know, that's a very difficult thing to do, because you have to match that in post, and that's a nightmare. The best way to do it is to record from the get-go, and then animate those voices. It's an interesting process.
Now, how has the success of Futurama affected your career?
Can you stay a real estate mogul? No, I'm just saying it's been an unbelievable journey. Futurama has opened doors to so many other jobs, so many other experiences that it's mind-boggling. I was doing all right before I got Futurama, and then after I got Futurama, it just blew up. It just blew up, and the show died twice. Right. So right now, the Futurama that you're watching is zombie Futurama. You just don't know it yet. And for those of you who have been bitten, you're affected by the virus that is zombie Futurama.
So what's next for you?
Right now, I'm going to go to the can, and right now, actually, what's interesting is I'm working on a documentary right now called "I Know That Voice," and check it out. Check out the trailer on YouTube. It's called "I Know That Voice," and right now we've got a 1/3 hits after going viral last week. Pretty awesome. It's basically a documentary about all the wonderful people that I get to work with, and we've compiled some interviews and we put some stuff together, and so we're working on that. Hopefully the documentary will be ready by the last quarter of this year. We're hoping to get a bunch of stuff done, and hopefully we'll be done with the project by August. But we've got everybody in it: Billy West, Tara Strong, Rob Paulson, Maurice LaMarche, Phil Lamar, everybody from the Futurama cast, but I mean other people too. We're trying to get our hands on oh my goodness, his mind just left. Freddie from Scooby-Doo, Frank Welker, for crying out loud. But we've gotten all kinds of people. Robin Atkins Downs is coming in. Nolan North is coming in. We just got Jim Cummings. We got. We've got June Foray. I mean, we've got from the newest people, from like Jessica DeChico and Eric Bauza to the classics, and when we're getting everybody in, and I'm really excited about it. So check it out. It's called I Know That Voice, and like us on Facebook.
And lastly, before I let you go, how are you enjoying Calgary?
The only thing I've seen of Calgary is from the inside of a car and then the inside of this convention center. So I'm Calgary's great. It's really nice. You have really nice streets.
All right, there you have it.
No, but I'm looking forward to actually going out tonight and falling fat on my face in the curb somewhere on what's the name of that street that people fall flat on their face?
17th Ave?
That's 17th Ave. So I'll see you tonight on 17th Ave.